The Pulse.
Welcome to the Pulse broadcast. I am William Crooks. In this episode, we hear from two candidates running in the October 5th Quebec election. First is Éric Sévigny, the Quebec Liberal candidate in the newly redrawn Daniel Johnson riding. We discuss his move from municipal administration into politics and the challenges facing rural communities. Then I speak with Fadéla Hamou, the Coalition Avenir Québec candidate in Sherbrooke, about why she is running, her decision to join the CAQ, and what she wants English-speaking voters to know. Here are those conversations, beginning with Éric Sévigny. Welcome to the Pulse broadcast. I am William Crooks. Today I'm speaking with Éric Sévigny, the former Director General of Waterloo, Bromont, and Sherbrooke, who is now running for the Quebec Liberal Party in the newly redrawn Daniel Johnson riding. We discuss his move from municipal administration into electoral politics, the infrastructure and water challenges facing rural communities, agricultural secession, access to English language services, and why he chose to run with the Quebec Liberals. Here's my conversation with Éric Sévigny.
You're running for the Quebec Liberals in the Daniel Johnson riding. What is your background in politics?
Well, I haven't been in politics since my beginning of my career. I've been on the administration side for the past 25 years, beginning my career as part of the federal government in Ottawa. So I worked there for about 11, 12 years, working for the transportation ministry. And I was a public servant in the field of transportation and climate change. In 2012, I decided to come back to Eastern Townships, and I became the general manager of the town of Waterloo. So I worked there as a city manager for 5 years, and then I went to Bromont for 6 years. And in 2022, I became the city manager of the town of Sherbrooke for 4 years, actually.
Okay, great.
Now, I've been always on the administration side, leading and supporting the politics.
Right. Okay, fantastic. So why the Quebec Liberals?
For me, it was the only political vehicle that was able to deal with the current challenges and listening. That the Parti Québécois wants to bring back the sovereignty or the separation, whatever you call it.
Yes.
For me, it was a big no, and I said we've done in this field, and we don't want to. I don't want to go back in this mode where we want to split the Quebecers into two categories. And to me, it was clear I wanted to be part also of I wanted to be part of Charles Milliard's vision. This leader has a great vision for Quebec that includes everybody. Quebecers born here, Anglophone, Francophone, immigrants. Everybody is included in his vision. So for me, it was one important value. And we wanted to repair also Quebec because the past 8 years with la CAQ, the CAQ, took the power in, I think, 2018 with a huge surplus of billions of dollars. And they actually did, I'd say, they lost this money. They wasted the surplus in many areas, and now we are under another deficit, a structural deficit for the economy, And I think we need to tackle this very seriously, bring the economy as the main driver. And with a strong economy, we can finance our social programs and we can finance the environment. But it goes through the economy. So this is, I'd say, the main reason why I wanna join the Liberal Party, and it meets the value that I share actually.
Great. Just excuse my ignorance, but what are the main municipalities of the Daniel Johnson riding?
I need to just to mention that the new Daniel Johnson riding is a new map.
Right.
The general director of the election made. So if I can summarize, because there are 26 municipalities.
Wow. Okay.
Draw a map, a mental map. There at west, there's Saint-Pie, Saint-Dominique, Saint-Liboire. Up north, there's Actonville.
Right.
At the center, it includes Roxton Towns, Roxton Falls, Roxton. It includes also down south Waterloo, Shefford, Warden. At east, it includes Beauscourt, Saint-Anne-de-la-Rochelle, Lawrenceville, Valcourt, Maricourt, Racine, Saint-Christine. So it's a wide variety of different types of communities.
Right.
And it's quite complex because there are 4 regional municipal counties. It touches at 3 administrative regions, which is South Quebec up north. At west, there's Montérégie, and south and east, it's Estrie. So it's quite complex.
Right.
But it's I'd say it's a majority of rural communities with a strong component of agriculture, and there are like main big hubs like Valcourt with the TRP, the big company that makes
Yes.
our well-known ski-doos and sea-doos and all kind of other vehicles. So yeah, that's pretty I'd say unusual, diverse riding.
Yes, for sure. Now that riding is obviously majority francophone, but there's English schools in Waterville. There's a lot of not Waterville, sorry, Waterloo. Yes, in Waterloo, there's English schools. There's a lot of Anglophones in Waterloo. There's a pretty famous arm wrestling club. I don't know if you've heard of them. But that it leads me to my next question. What do you think some of the challenges? What do you think some of the challenges Anglophones are facing in your riding?
Well, I mean, I'd say it's the access to the to services in English.
Okay.
I think this is one of the main issue, and the citizens can rely on me that I will be defending the institutions. I will make sure that we provide services, whether it's healthcare services or elementary school services. I'm gonna be fighting to make sure that they keep everything, but that they can improve the access to services.
Okay. Okay. Now you said a lot of your driving force is, I guess, loosely speaking, anti-separatism and fiscal responsibility. Are there any other big plans you have for Daniel Johnson in particular, with all your municipal background?
But there's I'd say I know pretty much the municipal sector, and I think I can be a really good asset for all the the elected officials, and it's all the access to grants and contributions that finance the infrastructure, which is main concerns among the different municipalities. I'm not sure about the expression in English, but the asset management. I think that the team or la gestion des actifs in French. I think it's asset management. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sounds right.
But, the municipalities will have to get a good understanding of what they need to do to invest and improve their infrastructure, whether it's roads for access to drinking water or sewage treatments facilities. In some municipalities, they've reached limits because the infrastructure are saturated, and they will require help from the Quebec and the federal government to support finance the expansion or the mise à niveau, which is the repair of the current infrastructure.
Right.
So this is one of the main issues. More and more, we see that even the groundwater sometimes is in a tough situation because the quantity is not there. We've seen that last summer with the drought and the hot temperature. People ran out of water. So we have to think of ways to manage, use better our these resources, and we'll try also to help farmers for to actually make sure they can have relève or some children they want to take over the farming properties, and there are many issues like that I find across the country. And what I can say also is that this week, starting from Tuesday, I've started a tour of the different municipalities where whether I meet the mayor or the city council, and I sit down with them, and I really want to understand their reality, their concerns, the main issues, to help me get a good understanding of what is the situation in the old writing. So it's improving my intelligence and to make sure I can serve them properly if I win the election in October.
Fantastic. Okay, one last little thing. I don't want to keep you too long. What are some of the challenges you faced being the DG in Sherbrooke that translate to Daniel Johnson specifically?
Listen, I think it's the governance. It's always almost the same. The municipal framework, whether you're in very small municipality or a big one, because Sherbrooke is the sixth biggest town in Quebec, the reality is quite the same. Sometimes you just need to add zeros to the issue.
Right.
The reality, believe me, are the same. And it's quite easy for me to adapt, to get back from a big one to a smaller municipality, because you need to remember that I started in Waterloo at the time in 2012. There were 3,500 people at the time, so it was quite a small town. And I've managed in this water quite easily, and I think it's going to be the same for me. My main challenge is to switch from administrative public servant to become a politician.
Right.
Which is not exactly the same. So this is my issue. I need to adapt, to change. It's a major role. It's a major shift in terms of role, but the subject matter is the same.
Right, right.
That was Éric Sévigny, the Quebec Liberal candidate in Daniel Johnson. You can read the full accompanying article at posttownships.com, where you'll also find continuing coverage of the 2026 Quebec election and the issues affecting communities across the Eastern Townships. Welcome to the Pulse broadcast. I'm William Crooks. The provincial election is set for October 5th, and today we're bringing you a conversation with one of the local candidates. Fadéla Hamou will carry the Coalition Avenir Québec banner in the riding of Sherbrooke. Until this past April, she was Senior Administrative Coordinator at the Townships Association, the regional organization serving the English-speaking community of the Eastern Townships, which makes her candidacy for the CAC a story many of our listeners will be watching closely. Premier Christine Fréchette introduced Hamou at a rally in Windsor on June 28th, alongside Richmond candidate Guillaume Rousseau. I reached Hamou by phone to talk about why she's running, why she chose the CAC, what she'd say to English-speaking voters, and what she sees as the biggest challenges facing Sherbrooke. Here's that conversation.
So just give me a little bit. I mean, everybody knows in the region would know your background with the Townships Association, but what's your political background?
Mostly I worked all my time in Canada, in Quebec, for almost 20 years as in the administrations and accounting area.
Okay.
So I work with private industry and nonprofit organization. And yes, I left Townships Association in April, and I have been working with two companies. Then that's in administration, marketing, and accounting. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and why the CAC?
That is a very good question. And why did I choose La Coalition? Well, I choose because I believe that I can best serve in Sherbrooke with this team. I also choose to work with La Première Ministre, Christine Fréchette, because, I admire her leadership, pragmatic approach, and her ability to make thoughtful decisions. And I believe in listening, bringing people together, and working toward practical solution. And this is what I found with her team, with her. And that's why I choose La Coalition, l'équipe de Christine Fréchette.
Okay, great. And why Sherbrooke? Because you live there, or?
Yeah, I have been in Sherbrooke about 8 years now, and it's been, I would say, over the years, I always wanted to serve my community, and the last few years I have been involved with local organizations, business, families, and community initiatives in Sherbrooke. So running for office was kind of a natural culmination of that commitment. And I want to be, present and hardworking and be like M&A. This is the following step that I wanted to do.
Sure. Now, a lot of people will be thinking, you had a big presence in the English community. A lot of the English community is not so happy with the CAC. What do you say about that situation? Not really in terms of how they should feel about you, but what do you think? You support the CAC. You're running for the CAC. What do you think the English community should think about the CAC going forward into the next election?
Well, what I would say is, I know that the English speaking community is really important part. Is an important part of the history and identity of the Eastern Townships. And I had the privilege of working really closely with many English-speaking organizations and institutions. And for me, as a candidate for Sherbrooke, I want to represent everyone. My goal is really to build bridges, listen to the people, and work with all the communities to strengthen Sherbrooke. So that's what I would say for the English-speaking community in the Eastern Township.
Sure. Now, your candidacy was announced at the end of June. What have you been doing in terms of campaigning since then?
Well, this summer, what I said that after I was announced is really to go to the citizens of Sherbrooke. So doing door-to-door, listening, take some notes about, what's préoccupation. Sorry, what?
No problem.
what is like, until I'm losing kind of my English since I'm not, converse with a lot of people around me now.
Right.
But what I would say is what I'm doing since end of June, it's really to go to the citizens, listen to them, write some notes, see how I can, make sure that they need and what they really want as the MNA
Sure.
to be there. So mostly this summer, I'm just going to some festival, be a volunteer, helping, and really make sure that I understand the need of the people of Sherbrooke, and after that come and be there for them. So that's what I'm pretty much doing for the summer. So it's really like door to door and going, meeting non-profit organization, business, business entrepreneurs, and making sure that I can hear them, and I want to be the voice for the future.
Great. One last little question. What do you think are one or two of the big challenges facing Sherbrooke today?
For now is le coût de la vie. So,
right.
The inflation is getting higher. So I know that the government, they already make, some cuts, like, through the la CVQ, c'est la taxe. They cut few projects since it was in June that it happened. So I know that the most worries are that here in Sherbrooke would be, help to kind of reduce the cost of life, so the cost of all the projects that we have, and after that will be the l'itinérance. So the
yes, sure,
the homeless, make sure that we are there for them to help them to find a place, because behind everyone on the street, it's people, it's human beings. So I think this is what most worries at the moment. So it's the inflation, the cost of life, and the l'itinérance. Yeah, the homeless people around the downtown.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Is there anything?
And for sure, the other one is the housing.
Okay.
To build more housing and le logement. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, that's great. Is there anything my questions missed? Something important that you want people to know about you running?
Well, yeah. What I would like to say is, for my last message is, at the end of the day, I don't see people as English speaking or French speaking first. I see neighbors, families, entrepreneurs, and students who all want the same thing: a strong, welcoming, and prosperous Sherbrooke. So this is, what I want to do. This is my commitment, is to represent every citizen with respect, openness, and dedication to Sherbrooke.
That was Fadéla Hamou, Coalition Avenir Québec candidate in the riding of Sherbrooke, ahead of the October 5th provincial election. You can read the full story from this interview at posttownships.com, where you'll also find the rest of our election coverage as the campaign takes shape. As always, the Pulse aims to bring you the candidates in their own words, and we'll be reaching out to candidates across the political spectrum in the townships in the weeks ahead. If you'd like to support independent local journalism in the Eastern Townships, consider becoming a paid subscriber. Thanks for listening. Those were Éric Sévigny, Quebec Liberal candidate in Daniel Johnson, and Fadéla Hamou, Coalition Avenir Québec candidate in Sherbrooke. To support independent local journalism in the region, consider becoming a paid subscriber. I'm William Crooks. This has been the Pulse broadcast. Thanks for listening, and always remember, keep that finger on the pulse.
The pulse do 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 do. The pulse do 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 do. Townships interviews. Don't forget breaking news. The pulse, the pulse, the pulse. Broadcast just for you. We're heading out for a cruise or lying there for a snooze. The pulse, the pulse, the pulse. Broadcast just for you. Hey, I know that guy. Hey, I know that gal too. The pulse, the pulse, the pulse. Broadcast just for you. The townships are the muse. Make sure to choose the pulse, the pulse, the pulse, the pulse. The pulse, the pulse, the pulse, the pulse. The pulse of the Eastern Townships broadcast just for you.